This is Duke University.
One of the things that Duke Youth Programs does really well is to see where passions lie and create programming around that.
You know, Duke Imagine has really just been an incredible experience. You know, we start off the morning every morning with kind of a TED Talk or some sort of video to get us pumped. Then we go in, we've gone to numerous businesses, we've gone to service organizations, we've really got our hands dirty. For the first time in my life, I picked out weeds. I'm from Los Angeles, we don't do that kind of stuff. It's awesome, really. You know, there's these little things that everyone remembers from the camp that is going to go a long way. Everyone walks in there not knowing what to expect, but comes out like defined as a leader, having a passion.
Building relationships with kids helps make the learning fun. So the line is very blurry, especially at Duke Imagine Camp, about when we're having fun and when we're actually working.
Something bigger. I'd call Duke Imagine something bigger. It really is. It makes you open your mind to new possibilities. It makes you take different perspectives on things that you wouldn't think you would take different perspectives on. And you learn through experience at this camp. You don't learn just from watching videos and lectures. You get your hands dirty and you work hard.
I don't think you can learn leadership, but you can learn the skills you need to become a leader. And here they definitely highlight some of the most important skills. Being personable with other people, service, being articulate, having to give speeches. Those are all, I think, skills that a leader needs.
You need a lot of enthusiasm for this class. It takes a lot of energy. There's a lot packed into 2 weeks. But we absolutely had a ball. And when everyone has this hype and this energy, it makes the entire class so much more interactive, so much more fun. We had such intellectual conversations just because everyone was there and on point. So much more that happens in a year of high school. We all were instructed to develop a dream project. Our dream projects had to do with something that we were really, really passionate about, so that the love for our passion can continue through our service project and out into the world to help others.
In Biosciences, they take a field trip to the Mollyemma Center, which is a blast. I've never been, and I hope I get to go next summer.
It's fun, like how you apply it. We're going to Mollyemma Center today, and we're gonna learn about like what they use math to do there.
What I liked most about the camps was definitely working one-on-one with the kids on all the different tours and everything that we went on. Particularly, we went to the DIVE, the Digital Immersion Virtual Environment, which is this awesome computer programming on a large-scale type environment, and seeing the kids really interested in that and a practical application of science and math in such a cool way, I thought was really fun.
You get to come with all your friends and you get to play math games and do math fun activities and go on lots of field trips. Like today, I think we're going to the Mollyemma Center. It's really fun.
Well, you get to get in groups and it's a lot of fun because you have a lot of interactive activities, but you're also learning at the same time.
So even though that these are academically focused, it's about how to have fun while implementing the academics. So we take the kids on a bunch of different field trips, we do a bunch of games and activities, we constantly are talking and playing and sharing different ideas with each other, and so you actually end up having more fun than you are learning, but they go hand in hand.
Everything is interesting, so that's why I really like it. This is my first camp, and I'm really thinking about coming here next year.
So our activities cover like a broad range of different engineering and science disciplines, and so we go over everything from basically basic circuits to digital logic to a little bit of digital signal processing and image processing to ultrasound, different types of surgical techniques like laparoscopic surgery, for example, and of course brain-machine interface, which is the research that I do in my lab. So in order to cultivate their interest for a long period of time, we try to immerse the students in the science by doing both activities and discussions. And so we first preface our activities using discussions, because the students are really able to get immersed in the material and ask us questions. And once they have a really good grasp of what's going on, we try to then transition them to the activity so they can get hands-on exposure to the science. The second thing that we try to do is at the end of the high school camps, we actually have a question and answer session where students are basically encouraged to ask us questions about majoring in a science major, or majoring in an engineering major, or having a career in science and engineering.
I think Creative Writers Workshop is a place that we hope students will come, young people will come, to explore their writing and their identities as writers for 2 weeks, with very little expectation from the adults, except the commitment to challenge themselves. We always ask them the first couple of days to do something that takes them outside of their comfort zone. If they've always written fiction, we want them to try their hand at a poem. If they've always hated reading science fiction, we ask them to seek out a peer who is writing science fiction and give them an authentic response. So we're always asking these students to come in and be something more than they've been before as writers and hopefully as young people. And so it really is an invitation to come into a community and build on that and create a group of young writers that, you know, is going to be different from every group that's come before and probably any that will follow.
Just because of when I read the program, the description of it wasn't something where you had multiple things to do all the time. There were times that you were given specifically for writing. And I thought about that and I was thinking, you know, that's great. You know, I'm not going to be super busy doing all these activities that won't further, you know, my goals of becoming a better writer. I'll be writing.
They give you sort of a prompt to write about, and they tell you what you can do better, and you take their advice and you actually apply it right then and there, and you can really see the difference right away.
They give you prompts and they help you practice your writing, but it also gives you time to have new experiences and really play along with those things. Yeah.
Fundamental part of sort of the objective of CWW is to get each writer to create their own project. And so we might have students writing screenplays, we might have them writing the beginning of a novel, a revision of a novel. They work on their own creative work. In the first few days particularly, and to some degree every single day they're here, we throw inspiration at them. So we throw prompts at them, we throw art at them so they can do ekphrastic writing. We do Zumba classes, we do all sorts of things just to mix up their brain cells so that they're thinking, sort of firing in all kinds of directions. And our hope, and I think the reality is that every student leaves after 2 weeks working on their writing in different ways than they were doing when they first arrived.
The glue in our camp is enthusiasm, it's passion, it's love. As one of our campers says, there's nothing more powerful than a burning soul on fire.
So I think that one advantage that Duke Youth Programs really has over other academic programs or other academic camps would be the atmosphere that we create with so much fun and sports and playing in the international environment. And instead of just focusing purely on learning, we focus on having fun.
Imagine what you could do in life.